Good afternoon and welcome to this edition of Tokyo Stories. My name is Ricky Belshaw and I'm joined today by the incredibly successful 8-time Paralympic champion, Sophie Christiansen. Both Sophie and I were pundits for the para-dressage for the TV network in the UK, who did an amazing job covering it. So we've been able to watch it all, and we're going to talk about our highs, our lows, and everything in between. Sophie, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, Ricky.
No worries. Are you enjoying it so far, the games as a whole?
Oh, I always love the Paralympics. The coverage in the UK has been absolutely fantastic this year. And of course, it's new for me being on this side of the TV, as it were. Normally I'd be over at the games, but it was just incredible to be able to watch so many amazing sports. I cried a lot.
Absolutely. It was a shame that we didn't see you on a horse, Soph, but it's been great to share a studio with you as well. Right, let's get into it. Let's go first. Sophie, who was your individual star of the game?
Yeah, well, obviously I'd heard a lot as a grade one about this new up-and-coming grade one rider, Roxanne Cornell, and I was like, who is she? I had messages saying, oh, she's beating your world record. And it was really interesting for me to watch and just that horse, Dalton, walked like an absolute panther. There's no wavering in rhythm. And it would have been fascinating to go up from against her for me, but she was my star of the individual, Also, Rickard, both of them getting over 80% in the grade one. That's absolutely incredible and shows really the standard in grade one now.
Absolutely. I think for me, a standout performance was Tobias of Denmark. 3 beautiful tests on an incredibly talented horse. The work that he's put in is incredible. And as an individual, I might be a little bit biased here, but I've got to say Lee absolutely pulled out the bag when he needed to. For me, those tests were fantastic by him. So that's my 2 riders that I think have really nailed it this year. What about the team, Soph? Now, I think I know what you're going to say for this, and I think you'll share my opinion, but who is your star team of the Rio Paralympic Games?
Yeah, obviously I'm extremely biased, but Great Britain absolutely pulled it out the bag when they had to. Going into these games, we were absolutely not expecting to retain our gold medal. The Dutch and the Americans had posted some really great percentages. The Dutch really was who I was afraid of watching, and it went down to the absolute wire. Lee started off our team with an absolutely cracking score of 77%. That is when I kind of knew, right, I think we might be in with a chance here. But yeah, once San went in the grade 4, I was like, right, she needs 78% to steal it from us. I didn't know quite what decimal point she needed. So when it came out with 78%, I was like, oh, we've done it. And it was the closest team competition in history. Exciting stuff.
Absolutely. I think there was a 20% difference between the team gold and silver in Rio. I think the closest team score or results that have ever been was 6% at the Europeans when the Dutch took it. And this year it was won by 0.65%. That is maybe 1 or 2 marks across 3 tests. So each and every rider in both teams. And obviously I'm biased, I'm a former British rider, I'm a British guy, but my heart broke a little bit for the Dutch team. They rode absolutely fantastic. And the grade 4 rider who wanted to do a triple, as much as personally I wanted the Brits to win, my heart did break a little bit for her, because that must have been devastating. And she rode absolutely out of her skin. Right, what about the freestyle? So if I'm going to put you on the spot now and say you can only name one rider, who do you think shone in that freestyle competition?
So for me, it was absolutely Tobias Jorgensen. You know, I watched it and thought, wow, that is like the best freestyle I've ever seen. From a grade 3, his music was absolutely on it with all the transitions he puts in, and you know, for a grade 3 to be able to sit to that movement that Jolene Hill has, that cadence and that elasticity is really something. So yeah, I watched him go, and obviously Natasha was next, and I was like, she's gonna have to put it from somewhere, but that was really stand-up performance of the freestyle day for me.
Yeah, I have to agree. Sophie and I were sharing text messages during that test, and when Tobias finished, that for me as well is the absolute freestyle of the competition. It was fantastic. It was hoof perfect. It was to the music. I don't think I've ever seen a freestyle on par with that in para. It was absolutely incredible. So let's take away now from the individual achievements. What was your favorite moment? So if it doesn't necessarily have to be competition, it can be outside. Give me some thoughts on that.
You know, I think the podium is always where you see all the emotion come out, and it was just, I was like welling up watching everyone receive their medals. Yes, and the fact that the horses could be there in the background. I love that about our sport, to credit the horses as well. You know, we wouldn't be where we are without them. And yeah, it was just amazing to be able to watch.
Absolutely. For me, the best moment of the Paralympic Games wasn't just in one moment. It was every time a rider finished the test, the look on their face, the smile, the way they patted the horse and made a big fuss. It was really emotional watching every single rider come out of that. So for me, I can't put it down to one moment, but it's a similar moment for every single rider. Biggest surprise, Soph? What was your biggest surprise of this Games?
Yeah, so obviously, I'm going back to the Brits again, but that is probably because I know them the best. You know, for Georgia Wilson to step in late notice, big shoes to fill when my horse I couldn't take because of an injury. She absolutely took everything in her stride. And her horse, she's had it for less than a year. It's only a young one, and the way she you know, relaxed and guided it and gave that confidence in the test. I was thrilled that she was able to get 2 bronze medals, because yeah, that was completely unexpected for me.
Yeah, absolutely. That was, I mean, she came out of nowhere, a massive, massive achievement for her. For me, my biggest surprise of this Games, and I mean this nicely, I wasn't expecting GB to get the team, I beg your pardon, the team gold medal. I was absolutely expecting a tough fight between the Dutch and the Americans. If someone had asked me to bet my mortgage on it prior, I would have said that GB would have been arguing for bronze. So for me, that's my biggest surprise of the games. And I think that all of the nations did really well. And that close fight between gold and silver for that team gold is absolutely my biggest surprise.
And it was really close between bronze and fourth place with Denmark. Just such a close fought competition.
Absolutely. Do you have any heartbreaking moments? Are there any moments that you wish hadn't have happened for any of the riders?
This is the one I struggled with when it came through. Oh yes, so I was watching Pepper, you know, great rival of Lee Pearson. When his horse split in the individual, my heart was in my mouth, and you know, but the way he got that horse back and back in that test was absolutely testament to his riding. And yeah, I think it could have been close in the individual between him and Lee, but as you say, Lee absolutely pulled it out the bag when he needed to. Just incredible for him to get his 14th gold medal. Just a legend of the sport and GB Paralympic athletes.
He absolutely is. And if Lee, if you're watching, well done, my mate. Well done. For me, the biggest heartbreak was watching Michael Murphy on the championship day. Michael was my wild card going into this. He wasn't favoured for anything, but I absolutely thought that he could pull out some medals. And when he dropped that rein near the start of his test, and it kind of just got away from him, that horse can walk for an 11. It's incredible. So my heart sank for Mike. But on saying that, he pulled it back so well later on in the competition for the team day. I think he was 76 point something. Bear with me. I have to fact check that. He was there or thereabouts.
75, yeah.
So I beg your pardon. And I think he's my heartbreak, but also a hero to pull it back.
Yeah, and Mike is absolutely an example of you don't have to be the most able in your way to be able to do well. You know, he won't mind me saying, but he's so disabled off a horse, but when you put him on Clever Boy, he's away. And you know, he did beat me earlier in the year, and he was like, Sophie, I've been trying for 15 years to beat you. And he did it. So absolutely, I was with you. I think he may have been a wild card to be in with a medal, but unfortunately, you know, that is kind of what you get when the horses are too highly trained, but beautiful, beautiful horse.
Beautiful horse. Thank you very much, Sophie. Thank you everyone for watching. We're going to say goodbye now, and I hope you really enjoyed the show and continue to enjoy the rest of the Paralympic Games.